Hello friends, welcome back to our channel 2 Reds 1 Pitch. I'm Maninder, with me is Vineet, and today we would be talking about Manchester United's failings in transfer window, which is a recurring theme every transfer window, but we will focus on this transfer window only. So Vineet, we will start off with right at the back. We'll start off with your goalkeeper position. I know you've seen the match. I know everybody's talking about Bayindir's mistake,
Shit
and
show.
I know we are also talking about Donnarumma or Emi Martinez or whatnot. And considering how Manchester United has gone through this transfer window, or for that matter, any previous transfer window, wherein just they move at snail's pace, my first question to you: are you happy with the goalkeeper situation? And if not, do you feel confident that you would be able to get a new goalkeeper in this window?
So I'm not at all happy with the goalkeeping situation, right? Even if Onana comes back, the only thing good about Onana is that he smiles, right? There's nothing else what is good about him. We bought him for distribution and he can't even distribute now. He just hoofs long balls, right? And I have no idea what he's up to. And he can't save a goal, right? If his house was on fire, he wouldn't be able to save his house also, right?
You, by the way, you do. By the way, you also have a very good smile. Do you want to apply for goalkeeper situation there?
Not funny, not at all funny. Anyways,
Yeah, I. That's it.
but coming back to the goalkeeper situation, right? It was Bayindir who made us lose that particular game, right? We knew that's what is coming from Arsenal, but still, you're so weak. I don't know. Was he
Yeah.
a footballing goalkeeper or was he a volleyball player? He was just lifting the ball up for somebody to shoot, and Calafiori, I think that's his name, he headed it in. So it was extremely disappointing, and we played
Yeah.
smashingly good.
Although having said that, I would actually give benefit of doubt to Bindier because of the sheer reason that it was against Arsenal FC, which is kind of set piece FC. That's what I call them, because they can do this to a lot of goalkeepers in the league, and the refs have allowed that to happen. So I would give him that small benefit of doubt, but I do agree that he could have been slightly more stronger in punching that ball and not acted like a crybaby. But having said that, so if Bindier is not the solution, if Onana is not the solution, who is the solution if that's not you either?
No, and before we get into the solution, you made two very good points. One is, well, Arsenal do that to everybody, and all the more reason he should be prepared. Second, refs are letting this go. Now, where's the line drawn? I have absolutely no clue as a fan what is and what is not a foul on a goalkeeper right now. So I don't know. Do you
Yeah,
have a clue?
this is English Premier League. The only thing consistent in this Premier League is the inconsistency of the ref. So they would
Absolutely.
give this in one match and they will not give it another match. So I don't even want to go into that debate. That's a rabbit hole, and we know nobody is going
To
to
my surprise, you're
come
making
out of
good
it.
points today.
Yeah. So coming back, so that brings me to the other good point. So coming back, I know Donnarumma has been spoken about. I know
Yeah.
Martinez has been spoken about, and we also know that your coach has tried the existing current two keepers as well. I don't think Donnarumma will come because Manchester City is also in for him. What about Martinez?
Well, I would like Martinez to be part of the Manchester United team because he has a character to him, right? I may not agree with all
He's
his
a dick.
antics. Well, I wouldn't agree with all
Let's
his.
be honest.
I,
Let's be honest.
he has a. I would say he has a character to him, right? It will
But
be.
maybe that's what you need.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree, right? We need that edgy personality. I love Cunha because he has that edgy personality, right? So I think we need that a little bit more. So Martinez would be a right fit. Very difficult deal to do. Donnarumma is not coming for sure. I don't think he's part of the
Yeah.
plans. But Onana needs to go. I don't think Onana is going anywhere. So there could also be a possibility that Lamens comes in as a second fiddle goalkeeper or a second choice goalkeeper to Onana. One thing it was very interesting to hear from Amorim in the post-match conference. There was a press reporter who was constantly kind of poking him, why was Onana dropped? And Amorim stated that, hey, I didn't drop Onana. I picked the other two first. So that gives me a feeling while Onana is coming back from injury, he may not be available for selection, but Amorim is still giving out that subtle message that he picked two other goalkeepers, Tom Heaton, 41 year old, the second one, before Onana. So that's a subtle or rather not so subtle message to Onana, but well, if the contract is big, contract is long, he's not going anywhere.
So moving slightly further ahead in the field, so midfield. Midfield is another problem that Manchester United is trying to solve.
Yeah.
Of course, they have brought in Mbuemo, Cunha, Bruno Fernandes is there. So, but they have different positions. So one plays from wing, one plays false nine. But in the middle of the park, there is still that I would say lack of that rigor and lack of strength, lack of muscle in the Manchester United midfield. There are few players who can do in some matches, but then they fail in the next match. So there is no consistency there. And I know you have been in the market to get one midfielder. What is your thought on the current midfield numbers that you have? And then if you want to go out, what are the traits that you're looking for that midfielder?
Right. So I was very unhappy with Fernandez playing the number eight role last season. The only reason I was unhappy was that, well, two reasons. One, he cannot cover enough ground. Secondly, we didn't have enough creativity up top to score goals, and that was very evident in the 44 goals which we scored. But now with Cunha and Mbeumo coming in, and of course Shesko, I'm pretty hopeful there. So Fernandez, well, he's not very disciplined. He can play in there, but the biggest two disappointments for me have been Ugarte. He had a crappy game when he came on for the last 10 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes, was it? He lost the ball. He shot from 45 yards. I don't know. And I think the ball is still on the moon. So I don't know what he was trying to do. But the biggest disappointment has been Kobe Mainu. I think it's not about his ability, but he doesn't have that physicality to kind of cover all the blades of grass. So
But
so
I'm
he's
s-
not quick
but I'm
enough.
surprised to but I'm surprised to hear these two names, because these two names were the ones which were shouted from the top of the mountain
Absolutely.
last season, and it was like Jesus Christ has come back with these two folks, and now suddenly they are not even squad players. So is this an individual problem, or is this the manager or coaching or the club problem?
I think he needs somebody with Bruno who can be almost everywhere covering that number six spot, the Kante spot, right? But Menu can't do it. He's not quick enough. He is a big guy and he is strong, but he cannot cover the whole pitch. And Casemiro, he's struggling because Casemiro has good passing skills, good vision, but again, he can't run. So
But he's
that,
an
that's
old
that.
horse.
Well,
Yeah,
yes, of course, and that's where it is a problem. I think he's an old limping horse. So, anyway, so that's a topic
yeah.
for another day.
So let me ask a pointed question. Do you have money to spend for Baleba?
Well, not 110 million. I was very skeptical. Baleba at
you
110
get you
million.
get a player you get a player like Florian Wirtz, the Germany player of the year, for this amount of money. Baleba, 100, more than 100 million. I'm not even sure what they're smoking at Brighton, but that's their negotiation skill. But even if you have the money, would you even go for that kind of persona?
Well, maybe we would. Of what I have seen of Baleba, he kind of carries the ball well. And if he's going to carry the ball well, and if he's pushing forward with one of his runs, who's going to be behind? I have no clue. But Baleba is too
So you need a
expensive.
6.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you need a 6 and you need
Yes.
an 8 as well.
No, I think Bruno is okay. Bruno is only not okay when you do not have a proper six who can cover for Bruno, because Bruno can play one half in the midfield and half as a number 10, but the person behind him has to play almost 1.5 times their ability or to cover for Bruno. So that's the problem.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
don't know if you have seen the heat map of where all Bruno was. Trust me, all four corners of the pitch. The central midfield player was all four corners of the pitch, right? And
Yeah.
in comparison to somebody who plays proper central midfield, they were pretty disciplined about it being there. But then again, I can't complain too much because Manchester United played a brilliant game against Arsenal.
So that's a heat map that we generally associate with a headless chicken or a dog chasing its own fart. But
Oh,
anyways, I will leave with the audience to decide on which Bruno is. But that's it for today, Vineet. We will wait for transfer window to end and we will see how many you bring in through that door. But we'll come back when the transfer window closes. But thank you folks for watching us. Please do like and subscribe, and do let us know your comments about which player should Manchester United bring at the topmost priority.